各位朋友，大家好，欢迎来到天才儿童培养系列。我是郭万传教授。Alphakids 系列是我一生研究英语教学和所有英语教材最好的一套，也是所有英语系国家的教材。我今天要介绍 Alphakids Level 18。我们来看这一本书 Hot Air Balloon。Hot
Air Balloons, written by Hannah Reid, photography by Michael Curtin.
热气球
Open the book and read the title. Hot Air Balloons, written by Hannah Reid, photography by Michael
小朋友
Curtin.
很喜欢的主题。
Introduction. Hot air balloons are large flying machines that lift people off the ground. People have been flying in hot air balloons for more than 200 years. The first hot air balloon flight was in 1783 in France. How a hot air balloon flies. Hot air balloons can fly because the hot air inside the balloon is lighter than the cold air outside. A hot air balloon has a basket, a burner, and a balloon called an envelope. As the hot air rises, it lifts the envelope and basket off the ground. To keep flying, the air in the envelope must stay hot. The burner heats the air. The basket carries flight instruments that show the pilot how high above the ground the hot air balloon is flying. Setting up. Hot air balloons don't take up much space until they are blown up. The envelope is quite heavy. It can weigh more than 70 kilograms, 154 pounds. The envelope and basket are driven in a truck to the takeoff field. A team of people unload the balloon and get it ready to fly. Filling the envelope. Before the hot air balloon can fly, the envelope must be filled with hot air. The envelope is unfolded and joined to the basket, which is laid on its side. The burner is then lit to blow hot air into the envelope. People hold the bottom of the envelope open until there is enough hot air inside the envelope for it to stay open. Taking off. As the envelope fills with hot air, it begins to rise until it is upright. It must be tied to the ground while this is happening to stop it from flying away. When the pilot and passengers are in the basket, the hot air balloon takes off. In the air. Hot air balloons go where the wind pushes them. Pilots try to take the balloon to a height where they can find a wind that takes them where they want to go. People on the ground follow hot air balloons in cars and trucks and are ready to help a balloon to land. The people on the ground are called a chase crew, and they talk to the pilot on a two-way radio. Balloonists do not usually fly at night. Balloons might get caught up in power lines. It is also difficult to find a place to land. Coming down. To bring the hot air balloon back to the ground, the air inside the envelope needs to cool. The pilot turns down the burner and pulls a rope that opens a vent in the top of the envelope. As hot air escapes through the vent, cool air is sucked in through the bottom of the envelope. The cool air makes the balloon heavier and it starts to lose height. The pilot can control how quickly the air inside the envelope cools down by turning the burner up and down and opening and closing the vent. There are many different types of hot air balloons. Some are used to collect scientific information. Others are used for advertising. Many are used for sightseeing and for the fun of flying.
这是热气球好像这本书隐形人这个都是
Alphakids Level 18 Book 1 If I Were Invisible
隐形人
Written by Sarah
隐形人的
Prince
优点
Illustrated by Craig
这是假
Smith
设语气所以
If
这都是
I
很
were
有趣的
invisible
书 对哦，那这有文学的，甚至这个都还有动物looking after their young 怎么样照顾他们的
Looking After Their Young, written by Jenny Feely.
他们的小孩
Open the book and read the title.
像这样。
Looking After Their Young, written by Jenny
那我
Feely.
们今天就介绍到这里，谢谢大家。